Well, it's definitely bullish, but it's an inside bar day. So you got to be careful. It could be choppy. It's also been for the last few weeks, complete choppy sideways market. Anything can happen. So we're going to have to keep our stop losses tight. Going with the 15-minute to 10,000. Here's bullish. It's over all the moving averages, right? 10,000 tick chart. It is not over all the moving averages. So we have to be careful, and they're not in order yet completely. These two are starting to turn up. So, if you wanted to wait for the 15 and the 10,000 to agree, then it's not time. But the 5-minute is looking bullish. Everything's over the moving averages. And we have the entry chart, which is a 500 tick chart. Everything's looking bullish. Any of these candles that close above all the moving averages is worth a try. And that's what I'm going to do. If it stays bullish, I'm not going to wait for the 10,000 tick chart if I have the 15 and the 5 agreeing. I like at least 3 of these agreeing. Either the 15, out of the 15, the 10,000, and the 5-minute, I want at least 2 of them to agree in the direction. And we have that. So let's see what our trades are going to be today. Okay, first trade was a loss. It closed over the moving averages right here, and I wanted to get long, stop under here. Maybe my stop was too close. I'll have to reanalyze it. Now it's closing over again, which is another signal. So after that, though, I'm looking a little bit apprehensive. This is hitting some resistance, so maybe I should just wait for a deeper pullback. Also, on the 10,000 tick chart, it's having some resistance. So even though with the 5-minute and the 15-minute are closing above, we still got some resistance up above. And like I said, it's an inside bar day, so we could be chopping around quite a bit here. All right, we'll try it again. If I fail 2 times in a row, I like what it's doing here on the 5-minute chart, though. It's holding pretty strong. Went as soon as it closed above. I probably should have got that candle there instead of up here, but got in a little late. But let's see what happens. If it comes down and stops me out again, then I'm really going to put the brakes on and just pause trading for a little while until maybe get all 3 charts to agree. Okay, that was a break even. I can't let it come stop me out after it almost hit the first target. So break even is what I'll be doing if I can, instead of taking a full loss. Now, if it closes above right here, I'll jump back in it, and maybe I should have stayed in it, but the point is my stop's going to be right underneath this pivot. So if it comes down and gets me, then I'm out for sure, because it's already made a pivot there. Let's see if it can keep going. Broke even. I'll break even as fast as I can. Hopefully it'll keep going. If it's chopping around, if it hits me, it comes back down, then it is just too choppy. And I got to wait for a better flow in the market. Okay, I'm going to break even. It's only halfway to the first target, but we really want to see this thing keep going right on up there. I'm at break even again, so let's see what happens here. Because it's an inside bar day and we don't have agreement on all 3 charts. See, I like what the 5-minute chart's doing over here, looking good. And maybe the 15 is starting to hit a trend line. So, but that's an old trend line. I should get rid of that trend line because that trend line is old. We have a new trend line now. Okay, so there's plenty of room to go up to these trend lines up here. Let's see if it'll keep going. I'm at break even. And you want a nice smooth consistency to go up there. So
stop filled.
Okay, we broke even again, unfortunately. Or maybe I should say fortunately. Okay, we're going to try it again. It closed above all the moving averages. And we're just at the pivot level here. Each pivot level that's created is my new stop loss, because once it breaks that, and then I'm really going to have a good feel that it's just choppy and sideways. It looks like it's still wanting to rotate up. I'm looking for a nice, decent push so I can, well, at least break even again, but try to get a 1-to-1 on this. I'm not looking for more than that this morning. All right, we're moving to break even again. What we're really wanting is just a nice, clean push up until we get it. We're just going to keep breaking even. I mean, we're covering our costs, so that's fine. Okay, we're at 1-to-1 there. Let's see if it'll get 2-to-1. I might break even, so I'm going to come up just a little bit more. Lock in just a few profits there. I mean, we could get a run. I'm going to let it keep going as high as it wants to. I'm going to come up as close as I can. I'm just coming up a little bit, trying to stay under this consolidation here. There's another consolidation there. You'd like to see that. You want red candles taken out by green candles, and you want a nice strong move. I could go to 1-to-1, and I probably should do that. We're at 1-to-1. We got a 1-to-1 profit on it right now. Once it gets to 2-to-1, I could close it.
Order submitted.
Let me see if it'll hit me.
Order canceled.
Hit it. No, it didn't quite hit it yet. I'm not going to
Order
close.
filled.
I'll take the 1-to-1. It came down to 1-to-1. It almost got me for 2-to-1. I'm not going to lose more than 1-to-1 on it. That's what I've been asking for and looking for. So right now, we'll wait for another good setup. It's too stretched out right now. Sometimes when it gets far away from the 200 moving average, you got to let it pull back to the 50. But once it's stretched out too far, you really want it to tighten up a little bit more. Let it tighten up a little bit more and see. But at the same time, we might get a nice green candle right here. But at the same time, let's look at the higher time charts. What do we have? Do we have room to go up on a 10,000? Yep. We got room to go up on a 10,000. The 15-minute, though, it's got some interesting trend lines going on here. And these old trend lines tend to be useful in the future. Doesn't mean it won't just break right through it. But remember, we're already on an inside bar day. It gapped lower today. So I might just hold off. We've been pretty fortunate so far, and I don't want to blow it with just taking too many trades. But then again, I don't want to miss any trades either. Okay, I'm glad I was cautious on that close above the moving averages. It would have stopped me out. But then I saw this 3-bar reversal where the third bar in the setup closes above the previous 2. And we would have got a 1-to-1 on that for sure. And or we would have broke even. It's possible I would have broke even on that, because it come close to my 1-to-1 and came all the way back down to break even. So probably would have been another break even actually. All right, this is an example of a trend line break rather than a moving average strategy. It could be combined with the 3-bar reversal, but as long as everything's above the 200 and the moving averages can be crossed to the downside where you can find some decent shorts, you can. And it's also one of the strategies, if the higher time charts are bearish, I'll be shorting in those areas. But if the higher time charts are bullish like they are now, then when we have a crossover on the lower time chart, as long as they maintain above the 200, I'll be looking for a trend line break. And we have a combination of a 3-bar reversal, trend line break, retest of the trend line, and look how high that goes. That's probably the most perfect setup on this whole entire thing right there. So right at the open too. So that's what I'm looking for when it comes to trend line breaks, combining strategies, a trend line break and a 3-bar reversal in a confluent bull market with multiple time charts. Yeah, that's absolutely one of the best A+ setups right there. Okay, I'm looking for a 3-bar reversal right in this area. It looks very bearish with all those pintails coming down. See if it gets another push down and see if it maintains the bullish attitude here. It can come down into these, can come down as far as it wants, as long as these moving averages are all still going up. We'll look for a 3-bar reversal on the 500 tick chart. Let's see if we can catch it. Okay, I'm in one, but I'm not.
Filled.
Okay, it stopped me out. And let's take a look at why I got in that thing. Well, this green bar closed above the previous 2 candles, so that was why I took it. I'm looking to, as long as this stays bullish on the 5-minute, I'm going to be looking for several of them. I'll be looking for another one here shortly. All right, let's try another one here. 3-bar reversal, small stop loss. See if it gets us up to at least 1, maybe 2-to-1, but I'll break even once it gets to 1-to-1 if it goes up. Now you can have just continuous failures on this, just like any strategy can just fail multiple times. You can have drawdowns on anything. No strategy is perfect, but you got to go with practice and consistency on your strategies. Even if they're failing, you got to believe in it, and you got to keep trusting it, and you got to keep working it. All right, we're on break even. It almost went to 1-to-1. We're going to keep it on break even, and like I said, just break even is good. You're disciplining.
Stop
okay,
filled.
we're broke even. We covered our costs, and you know, it didn't quite get all the way up to 1-to-1, and once it gets close enough, I break even, and that's just the way I like to do it. So everybody's different. Now, I don't necessarily like 3-bar reversals on like the higher high. Like I like them to be on the low, not when they come up. But maybe I need to, you know, take a look at that. But there's a 3-bar reversal right here that it's not the lowest part. I mean, it's worth a try because we still have, you know, bullish tendency on the 10,000 tick chart in this little area right here. Everything's trying to stay above the moving averages, which is great. 15-minute or 5-minute looks real good. 15-minute looks real good. I could try to enter in here and keep my stop right under that pivot right there. Look at that coming down like that. Now this would be a good entry right here. Ooh, it would have ticked me out. It would have stopped me out. Sometimes I'll let it come down and in this area try to get in, but it would have stopped me out immediately. So it would have been a very small stop loss, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, you can see the behavior now. This thing wants to keep going down. All right, I'm turning another 3-bar reversal down here. Let's see if it works. Let's see if we can get at least a 1-to-1 on it. We got a small stop loss again. Well, that thing's brutal. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it hit 1-to-1. I need to try to break even here. Go ahead, because a lot of times it'll go up to 2-to-1, 3-to-1 real fast, and you can lock in some profit here. Sell at the ask.
Order submitted.
Sell at the ask. Come on now, get me.
Order canceled.
I'm all the way at break even here. Sell
Order
stop.
submitted.
Sell stop. Sell stop at break even. I really wanted it to come up and get me at 2-to-1, so we'll see.
Filled.
Okay, we got 2-to-1 on that. We're profitable for the day, and you know, covers all of our commissions and everything. So we're green. We cancel those other orders, but you know, I got to learn how to hold it longer. We would have had 1, 2, 3, 4-to-1 on that, and we would have been seriously profitable instead of just kind of profitable. And it would have went all the way up to 7R return on a something like a $15 risk. So that's pretty cool. And notice right where it's having this resistance, these old trend lines that we had from earlier, meeting a downtrend line, pintail, it does break through it, take profit. But yeah, you're going to see when you got crisscrossing moving averages like that, a nice pullback, that would have been a great target up there. But we're getting better, Lord willing. All right, we got one more 3-bar reversal here. See, there was not a 3-bar reversal anywhere down here except for right there, and that one got us a 1-to-1. We took our profit, and we're happy with that. We do see on the 5,000 tick chart, which I don't often take my trade setups on that, there was a 3-bar reversal here, right? This one failed. This one, I don't like it when they're going up. I like it when they're coming down. When they're going up, they can still work, but when they're going, this one right here on the 5,000 is coming down. But I just feel sometimes you get intuition, and your gut feeling is, I just don't trust it. This big candle right here in the 5-minute chart is brutal. That red candle is brutal.